Good evening. Welcome to Lumina Theater Group's performance play reading of Anton Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard. The play will last about 1 hour and 20 minutes with one 5-minute intermission. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's performance of The Cherry Orchard.
What's the time?
Oh, nearly 2. It's light already.
The train's how late? 2 hours at least. Oh, whoa. Fine one I am. Complete fool. I came all the way here to meet them at the station and then just dropped off in my chair. You might have woken me.
I thought you'd gone. Oh, that sounds like them now.
No. They got their luggage to pick up. You know, she's been living abroad for 5 years. I don't know what she's like now. She's a good sort, easy, straightforward person. I remember that when I was a boy of 15, my father, he used to keep a shop in the village there, punched me in the face and my nose bled. We had gone into the yard together for something or other and he was drunk. She was still young and very slim and she took me to the washstand here in this very room, the nursery. She said, "Don't cry, little peasant. It'll be all right in time for your wedding." Little peasant. Now, my father was a peasant, it's true, but here I am in a red waistcoat and yellow shoe, a pearl out of a dung heap. I'm rich now, plenty of money, but look twice and I'm a peasant. Look, I've been reading this book here and I couldn't remember a word. Fell asleep over it.
The dogs didn't sleep all night. They can sense the mistress is coming. Oh, my hands are shaking. I'm going to faint.
You're too sensitive, Dunyasha. You dress just like a lady and you do your hair like one too. You oughtn't. You should know your place.
The gardener sent these. It says to put them in the dining room.
And bring me some kvass, Dunyasha.
Very good.
There's 3 degrees of frost this morning and the cherry trees are in blossom. I can't appreciate our climate. I really can't. Bought myself some boots 2 days ago and they squeak. What shall I put on them?
Leave off, will you?
Every day some disaster befalls me. But I don't complain, I'm used to it. I even smile.
Do you know, he's proposed to me.
Ah.
I don't know what to do about it. He's a nice man, but every now and again when he starts talking, you can't understand a word he's saying. He's an unlucky man. Every day something happens. We tease him about it. They call him disasters by the dozen.
I think they're coming.
Oh, they are coming. Oh, what's the matter with me? I've gotten all cold.
There they are, right enough. Will she recognize me? We haven't seen each other for 5 years.
I shall faint.
Yeah, here we are indeed.
It's me, Mama. Do you remember what room this is?
Nursery.
Yes.
Cold. My hands are quite numb. Oh, your rooms, the white one and the violet one, are just as they used to be, Mama.
Nursery, oh, you beautiful room. I used to sleep here when I was a baby, and here I'm like a little girl again. And Varia's just as she used to be, like a nun. And I remember, Dunyasha?
The train was 2 hours late. What kind of standards do these people have?
My dog can even eat nuts.
Would you believe it?
Come on, I need coffee.
We did have a wait for you.
I slept for 4 nights on the journey, and I'm frozen.
We went away during Lent when it was snowing and frosty, and now look at it. Oh, my dear. I've waited and waited for you, my joy, my pet. I must tell you at once. Oh, I can't contain myself another minute.
He's nothing else.
The clerk, Chekhov, proposed to me just after Easter.
Oh, I've lost all my hairpins.
Don't know what to think. He's in love with me. He loves me so much.
My room, my windows, as if I'd never gone away. I'm home. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up And I'll have a run in the orchard. Oh, if I could only get to sleep. I didn't sleep the whole journey. I was so worn out with worry.
Mr. Trofimov came 2 days ago.
Petya!
He was sleeping in the bathhouse. He was afraid of being in the way. I ought to wake him, but Miss Varia told me not to. Don't wake him, she said.
Dunyasha, some coffee, quick. Mother wants some.
This minute.
Well, you've come. God be praised. You're home again, Anya. Oh, my darling is back again.
I had the most terrible time.
I can imagine.
Charlotta talked the whole way and would go on performing her conjuring tricks. Why did you saddle me with Charlotta?
You couldn't have traveled alone, darling, at 17.
Anyway, we get to Paris. It's cold and snowing. My French is terrible. Mama's living on the 5th floor. When I arrived, she's got various French people with her. Women, an old abbé with a book, and the air's full of tobacco smoke, and it's bleak and uncomfortable. I suddenly felt very sorry for Mama. I took her head in my arms and hugged her, and I wouldn't let her go. Then Mama started hugging me and crying. And
Don't.
She'd already sold that villa she had near Menton. She's nothing left, nothing. Nor have I, not a kopeck. We barely made it home, and Mother won't understand. We'll sit down to dinner in a station restaurant, and she orders the most expensive thing on the menu, and then tips the waiters a ruble each. Charlotte's the same. Yasha is Mother's footman now.
I remember the rogue.
We paid the mortgage.
How could we?
Oh, God.
August, they're going to sell the estate off.
God. Varia, has Lopakin proposed to you? Look, he loves you. Why don't you make up your minds? What are you both waiting for?
I think that it will all come to nothing. He's a busy man. He hasn't got time for me. Well, good luck to him, but I can't stand the sight of him. But everybody talks about a wedding, everybody congratulates me, and there's nothing in it at all. You've got a brooch, like a bee.
Mother bought it. In Paris, I went up in an air balloon. I go about all day looking after the house, and I think all the time, if only you could marry a rich man, then I'd be easy in my mind and would go away somewhere by myself, then to Kiev, to Moscow, and so on, from one holy place to another. That would be splendid. The birds are singing in the orchard. What time is it now?
It must be getting on for 3.
All right to come through?
I hardly recognized you, Yasha. You have changed abroad.
And who are you?
When you went away, I was only so high. I'm Dunyasha. You don't remember?
Quite a pippin, aren't you?
We must tell Mother that Petya's here.
I told them not to wake him.
Father died 6 years ago. And a month later, my brother Grisha was drowned in the river. 7 years old and such a dear little boy. Mama couldn't bear it. She escaped without a backward glance. I understand her so well. And Petya Trofimov was Grisha's tutor. He might remind her.
The mistress will be taking her coffee in here. Is it ready? You, where's the cream?
Oh, dear me.
Oh, you silly Billy. Back from Paris. The master went off to Paris once in a carriage.
What are you talking about, Fierce?
I beg your pardon. Oh, the mistress has come home. I've lived to see her. I could die happy.
I put the red and screw back into the corner. Once upon a time, my sister, you and I used both to sleep in this room. It does seem strange.
Yes, time does go by.
Who does?
I said that time does.
Reeks of cheap scent in here.
I'm going to bed. Good night, Mother.
My lovely little one. Glad to be at home? I can't get over it.
Good night, Uncle.
God be with you. How you do resemble your mother. You were just like her at her age, Luba.
I need to rest.
She's awfully tired.
It's a very long journey.
Well, gentlemen, it's time. It's getting on for 3. Quite time you went.
You're just the same as ever, Varia. I'll have some coffee now, then we'll all go. Oh, I've got into the coffee habit. I drink it day and night. Oh, thank you, fierce old friend.
I'll go see if they've brought in all the luggage.
Is this really me sitting here? I want to jump about and wave my arms. Oh, but I suppose I'm dreaming. God knows I love my country. I love it deeply. I couldn't look out of the railway carriage. I did nothing but weep. Still, I must have my coffee. Thank you, Fierce. Thank you, dear old friend. I'm so glad you're still with us.
The day before yesterday.
His hearing's going.
I'm going off to Kharkov in the 5 o'clock train. I'm awfully sorry. I just wanted to get a look at you, to gossip a little. You're as fine looking as ever.
Even finer looking, dressed in Paris fashions.
Oh, your brother Gaius says I'm a money grubbing tenant, but I don't give a damn. Let him talk. Only I do wish you would trust me like you once did. Merciful God, my father was a serf, and your grandfather and your own father owned him, but you, yes, you were the one. You did so much for me once that I've forgotten all that and love you as though you were my own flesh and blood. But even more than that.
I can't sit still. I'm in not a state to do it. Oh, I'll never survive this happiness. You can laugh at me. I'm a silly woman. Oh, my dear little bookcase. Oh, my dear little table.
Nurse died while you were away.
Oh, yes, bless her soul. They wrote and told me.
And old Anastasia died. Petrushka, you remember him with the squint? He left me. Living in town now, working for the Commissioner of Police.
My daughter, Shenka, she sends her regards.
I want to tell you some very pleasant and cheering news. Wow. I'm leaving in a minute. I haven't much time. But as you already know, your cherry orchard is to be sold to pay your debts. The sale is fixed for the 22nd of August, but don't you worry about that, my dear. Sleep easy in your bed. There is a way out. Here's my plan. Now listen carefully. Your estate is only 13 miles from the town. The railway runs by, and if the cherry orchard and the land by the river are broken up into building lots and are then leased out for summer cottages, you'll get at least 25,000 rubles a year profit out of it.
Nonsense.
I don't entirely understand you.
Look, you'll get at least 10 rubles per acre from your leaseholders. And if you advertise now, I'm willing to bet they'll all go. But you won't have a vacant lot left by the autumn. In short, congratulations, you're saved. Now, of course, you'll have to tidy it up a bit, pull down all the old buildings like this house, which you don't have any use for now, and cut down the old cherry orchard.
Cut it down, my dear, forgive me, but you don't understand. If there's one thing of interest at all in this whole province, it's our cherry orchard.
There's only one thing remarkable about this orchard. It's very big. You can only get a full crop every other year, and even then you don't know what to do with it. No one buys it.
This orchard is mentioned in the encyclopedia.
Well, look, if we don't think of something and don't come up to some decision, then on August 22nd, both the cherry orchard and the whole estate will be up for auction. Make up your mind. I promise you, there is no other way out, none whatsoever.
In the old days, 40 or 50 years back, they dried the cherries, soaked them and pickled them and made jam of them. And year after year.
Be quiet, Fierce.
Oh, and then we'd send the dried cherries off in carts to Moscow and Kharkov, and they paid for them. And the cherries were soft, juicy, sweet, and nicely scented. They knew the recipe in those days.
What happened to the recipe?
And they've forgotten it. Nobody remembers it.
What about Paris? Did you eat frogs?
I ate crocodiles.
To think of that now.
Up to now in the village, there are only the gentry and the laborers. But now a new class has arrived, the people with holiday cottages. Now, all towns now, even small ones, are surrounded by holiday cottages. At present, their owners just sit on their balconies and drink tea. But soon they'll start to cultivate their plots of land. And then your cherry orchard will be happy, rich, luxuriant.
What rot.
There are 2 telegrams for you, Mama.
They're from Paris. I've done with Paris.
And you know, Yuba, how old this bookcase is. A week ago, I took out the bottom drawer. I looked and saw numbers burnt into the wood. That case was made exactly 100 years ago. What do you think of that? Well, we could celebrate its jubilee. It's an inanimate object, but still, say what you will, it's a fine bookcase.
100 years, think of that.
Yet it's a real thing. My most esteemed bookcase. I salute your existence, which has for more than 100 years now been directed towards the shining ideals of goodness and truth. For 100 years, your unspoken summons to fruitful labor has never faltered.
Yes.
You don't change, Lenya.
In off the red and into the right-hand corner pocket.
It's about time I went.
Will you take your pills now?
You oughtn't to take medicines, dear madam. They do you neither harm nor good. Give them here, madam.
You're off your head.
There.
Greedy guts.
When he was here in Easter week, he put away half a bucket of pickled cucumbers. Now, take your Piper, pick
You've been muttering away like that for the last 3 years. We've got used to it.
Old age.
Oh, forgive me, Charlotta Ivanova. I haven't had a chance to say hello to you yet.
Let me kiss you my hand. The next thing I know, you'll be off to my elbow, then my shoulder, and then...
Oh, my luck's out today. Come on then. Show us a conjuring trick, Carlotta Ivanova.
I just want to go to bed.
I will all meet again in 3 weeks. Now, goodbye. It's time to go. I'll see you again. Au revoir. I only wish I didn't have to go. If you come to a decision about the country cottages, just let me know, and I'll get you 50,000 on account. Think about it seriously.
Do go now.
I'm going.
A bore. The man's a bore. Oh, sorry. Varia's going to marry him. He's Varia's intended.
Don't talk too much, Uncle.
Why not, Varia? I should be very happy. He's a good man.
Well, to speak the honest truth, he's a worthy man. And my Dashenka also says that, he says a lot of things. But still, dear lady, could you lend me 240 rubles? The interest on my mortgage is due tomorrow.
We haven't got it.
It's perfectly true. I've nothing at all.
Well, I found it somehow. I never lose hope. I used to think everything's gone now. I'm done for. But lo and behold, a railway was built over my land, and they paid me for it. And something else will turn up today or tomorrow. Dashenka may win 20,000 rubles. She's got a lottery ticket.
The coffee's all gone. We can go to bed.
You've put on the wrong trousers again. What am I going to do with you?
Anya's asleep. Oh, the sun has risen already. It isn't cold. Oh, look, Mama, what lovely trees. And the air. Oh, the starlings are chattering.
The whole orchard's all in white. You haven't forgotten, Yuba, the way that long avenue runs straight like a taut ribbon. And the way it shines on moonlit nights. Do you remember? You haven't forgotten?
Oh, my childhood, my innocence. In this nursery I slept. I looked out from here into the orchard. Happiness woke with me every morning. The orchard was just the same then. Nothing has changed. That's all white. Oh, my orchard. Oh, after the dark autumn and the cold winter, you're young again and filled with happiness. If only the millstone could be lifted from my shoulders. If only I could forget my past.
Yes. And they'll sell this orchard off to pay off our debts, strange as it seems.
Look, there's our own dear Mama, walking in the orchard, dressed in white. It's her.
Where?
God save you, Mama.
There's nobody there. It just looked like it for a moment. On the right, at the turning of it by the summer house, a white little tree bending under its blossom, like the figure of a woman. What an amazing orchard it is. White masses of blossom, the pale blue of the sky.
Ranayevska Andreevna, I only want to pay my respects to you and I'll go away. I was told to wait till morning, but I didn't have the patience.
Oh, it's Petya Trofimov.
Petya Trofimov, once the tutor of your Grisha. Have I really changed so much?
Come on now, Luba. Come on now.
But I told you, Petya, to wait till tomorrow.
My Grisha, my boy. My Grisha, my little son.
What are we to do, Mama? It's the will of God.
There now. There now.
My boy died. My little boy was drowned. Why? Why, my friend? What's this, Petya? Why have you lost your looks? Why have you aged so?
You know what some old woman in the train called me the other day? That mangy-looking gentleman.
You were quite a boy then, a nice little student, and now your hair's thinned out and you wear spectacles. You're surely not still a student.
I suppose I'm a perpetual student.
Well, let's go to bed. And you've grown older, brother?
Me?
Yes, it's bedtime. Oh, my gout. I'll stay the night here, I think. If only, Renevskaya, my dear, if you could get me 240 rubles tomorrow morning.
Never gives up, does he?
240 rubles to pay the interest on my mortgage.
I haven't any money, my dear.
I'll pay you back. It's a piffling sum.
Well, all right then. My brother will give it to you. Let him have it, Leonid.
If he's up to me, he can whistle for it.
What can we do? He needs it. He'll give it back.
My sister hasn't lost the habit of flinging money about. Do go away, dear chap. You smell of chickens.
You are just the same as ever, Leonid Andreevich.
Your mother's come from the village. She's been sitting in the servants' hall since yesterday and wants to see you.
Good luck to her then.
Shameless, aren't you?
What's the point? She could just as well have come tomorrow.
Mother hasn't changed a bit. She's just as she always was. If it was up to her, she'd have given everything away.
Yeah, I cudgel my brains about money. I've several remedies, very many, and that really means I haven't a single one. It would be nice to inherit a fortune from somebody. It would be nice to marry our Anya to a rich man. It would be nice to try my luck with my aunt, the Countess. My aunt is very, very rich, you know.
If only God would help.
Oh, don't cry. My aunt's very rich, but she doesn't like us. My sister married an ordinary lawyer instead of a gentleman. And on top of that, she behaved herself in a way which cannot be described as proper. She's nice and kind and charming. I'm very fond of her, but say what you will in her favour, you still have to admit that she is depraved. I mean, you can sense it in her slightest movements.
Anya's standing in the doorway.
Oh, what? Oh, funny. I've got something in my right eye.
Why aren't you in bed, Anya?
And sleep. It's no good.
My pet. My child, you're not my niece, you're my angel. You're everything to me. Believe me, trust me.
I do trust you, Uncle. Everybody loves and respects you, but Uncle dear, you ought to talk less. What were you saying just now about my mother, your own sister? Why did you say those things?
Yes, it was awful. God forgive me. And only just now, I made a speech to a bookcase. So silly.
Yes, Uncle dear, you really ought to say less. Keep quiet, that's all.
I am silent. Not a word. Oh, just one thing on a matter of business. On Thursday, I was in the district court and a lot of us met there together and we began to talk of this and that and the other. And now I think I can arrange a loan to pay the mortgage into the bank.
Oh, if only the Lord would help.
Yeah, well, I'll go back on Tuesday. I'll talk with them about it again. Your mother, Anya, will have a word with Lopakhin. He, of course, won't refuse. And as soon as you've got your breath back, you go and see the Countess, your grandmother. So you see, We'll have 3 irons in the fire and we'll be safe. We'll pay the mortgage, I'm convinced. I swear on my honour that the state will not be sold. I swear on my hope of happiness. You may call me a dishonourable wretch if I let it go to auction. I swear by all I am.
How good and clever you are, Uncle. I'm happy now. I'm happy. All's well.
Leonid Andreevich, when are you going to bed?
Soon. You go away, Fierce. I'll undress myself. Well, children, night-night. Details tomorrow, but now to bed. All will be well. The peasants don't love me for nothing, I assure you. You have to learn to know the peasants. You have to learn.
You're doing it again, Uncle.
Be quiet, Uncle.
Leonid Andreevich?
I'm coming. Go to bed now. Off the cushion and into the middle pocket. Clean as a whistle.
I'm calm now. I don't want to go to Yaroslav. I don't like our great aunt. But all the same, I'm calm now, thanks to Uncle.
Must get some sleep. I'm off. Oh, one unpleasantness happened while you were away, though. You know what used to be the servants' quarters? Well, of course, it's only the elderly servants who live there now. Well, they started letting some riffraff or other spend the night there. I said nothing. Then I heard that they were saying that I had ordered them to be fed on dried peas and nothing else. From meanness, you see. Oh, Anya, dear. Oh, she's dropped off. Oh, let's go bye-bye. Come along. My darling's gone to sleep. Come on. Shh, she's asleep. Come on, dear.
I can still hear the harness bells. Oh, dear Uncle. Oh, Mama. And Uncle, too.
Off we go, my own sweet love. Off we go.
My sunshine. My springtime.
I haven't got any proper papers. I don't know who I am, so I always think of myself as young. When I was a little girl, my father and mother used to go around fairs giving shows, and I'd turn somersaults and do all kinds of tricks. And when Mama and Papa died, a German lady took me in and gave me an education. So I grew up and became a governess. But where I came from and who I am, I don't know. Who my parents were, whether they were even married, I don't know. I don't know anything. So, it's so long to talk to someone, but there's no one to talk to. I haven't got anyone.
Still, it must be nice to live abroad.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Nice having a cigar out in the open air.
Absolutely.
Goes without saying.
Here I am. I mean, I'm a grown man. I read all sorts of important books, but I cannot work out what I want out of life.
I'm off. I've got nobody to talk to. I'm always alone. Alone. I've nobody at all. And who I am and why I am remains a mystery.
I mean, I have to say that fate has been as pitiless in her dealings with me as a storm to a small ship. Take just one example. When I woke up this morning, what did I find but an enormous spider sitting on my chest? It was like this. And I pour myself some vodka, and why is there always something horrible in it, like a cockroach? Dunyasha, if I might trouble you, I should appreciate the chance of a word or two.
Say on.
In private, ideally.
Very well. Only first bring me my little cloak. It's indoors by the cupboard. It's a little damp here.
All right.
Poor old disasters. Between you, me, and the gatepost, the man's an idiot.
I've become so anxious these days. I went into service when I was quite a little girl, and now I'm not used to the life of a common person. Look at my hands, white, like a lady's. I've turned into someone all refined. I'm so tender and so delicate now, respectable and afraid of everything. I'm so frightened, and I don't know what will happen to my nerves if you deceive me, Yasha.
Real country Pippin, aren't you? Of course, every girl must keep her self-respect. There's nothing I dislike more than a girl who doesn't know how to behave herself.
I'm absolutely passionately in love with you. You're educated. You can talk about everything.
Right. Well, what I think is, if a girl's in love with anybody, she's got no moral. Somebody's coming. It's the mistress. Go to the house as if you've been bathing in the river. Go by this path, or you'll run into them, and they'll think that I've been meeting with you, and I'm not having that.
Your cigar is giving me a headache.
Look, it has to be settled once and for all. There's no time to waste. The question is perfectly plain. Are you willing to let the land for summer cottages or not? Yes or no? Look, it's just one word.
Smoking some foul cigar.
Popped into town and had lunch. I popped the red into the middle pocket. I'd like to go indoors now and have a quick game.
You've got time.
Just one word, but give me an answer.
Oh, there was a lot of money in here today, but now there's hardly any. Oh, my poor Varia feeds everybody on milk soup to save money. She gives the old people in the kitchen nothing but dried peas, and I go on mindlessly spending, recklessly. And why did I go and have lunch at that horrid restaurant with a band and tablecloths smelling of soap? Why do you drink so much, Leon? Why do you eat so much? Why do you talk so much? You talked again too much today in the restaurant, and it was all so rambling about the 70s and about the decadent movement. And who are you talking to? The waiters. Fancy talking to them about the decadent movement.
I'm incorrigible. What's the matter, Yasha? You're perpetually dangling in front of my eyes.
I can't listen to your voice without laughing.
Either he goes or I do.
Off you go, Yasha.
Certainly. This instant.
Duriganov wants to buy your estate. He's a wealthy man. He says he'll come to the sale himself.
Where did you hear that?
Oh, it's what they're saying in town.
Our aunt has promised to send something, but I don't know how much.
Well, what would it be? 100,000 rubles or two, perhaps?
10 or 15, and lucky if we get even that.
You must forgive my saying so, but I've never met such frivolous people as you before, or anybody so unbusinesslike and peculiar. Here I am, trying to tell you in plain language that your estate will be sold, and you simply don't seem to understand.
What are we to do? Tell us. What?
I say the same thing every day. Both the cherry orchard and the land must be leased off for summer cottages, and at once, immediately. The auction is upon us. Get it into your heads. Just make the decision to have the summer cottages, and then you'll have as much money as you want, and you'll be saved.
Summer cottages, summer people. Oh, forgive me, but it's all so vulgar and sordid.
I entirely agree with you.
I don't know whether to scream or burst into tears or fall down in a faint. I can't stand it. You reduce me to despair. You're an old woman.
Who?
You, an old woman. You.
Go away. Do stay. Be a dear, please. We'll think of something.
What is there to think about?
Don't go away. It's nicer when you're here. I keep on waiting for something to happen, as if the house is going to collapse about our ears.
I popped the red off the cushion into the corner.
We've been too sinful.
What sins have you committed?
They say that I've eaten all my substance in sugar candies.
Oh, my sins. I've scattered money about like a lunatic, and I married a man who made nothing of his life but debts. My husband died of champagne. He drank terribly. And my misfortune was to fall in love with another man and go off with him, and it was just about that time, and this was my first punishment, like a club coming down on my head. My little boy, here in the river, my little boy was drowned, and I went away, went abroad, meaning never to return, never to see this river again. I shut my eyes and ran blindly, but he ran after me, pitilessly, brutally. I bought a villa outside Menton because he fell sick there, and for 3 years I knew no rest Either by day or night, the invalid wore me out and my soul shriveled within me. And last year, when they had sold the villa to pay my debts, I went away to Paris. And there he robbed me of all I had and threw me over and went off with another woman. I tried to poison myself. It was so stupid, so shameful. And suddenly I longed to be back in Russia, my homeland, with my little girl. Lord, be merciful to me. Forgive me my sins. Don't punish me anymore. I had this today from Paris. He begs my forgiveness. He implores me to return. There's a sound of music from somewhere.
It's our famous Jewish band. You remember?
Oh, so it still exists. It would be nice if they came along some evening.
I saw such an awfully funny thing at the theater last night.
There's nothing funny in the world.
True. You know, my father was a peasant, an idiot. He understood nothing, he taught me nothing, and all he did was take a stick to me when he was drunk. Now, when you get right down to it, I'm just the same sort of stupid oaf myself. I've never learned anything. My handwriting is so bad, I'm quite ashamed to let people see it. I'm a pig.
You ought to get married, my friend.
Yes, that's true.
Why not to our Varia? She's a nice girl.
Yes.
She came from simple people, works all day, and what matters most, she's in love with you. And you've liked her for a long time.
Fair enough. I don't mind. She's a good girl.
I've been offered a job in the bank. 6,000 a year.
Oh, the idea. Stay as you are.
Please, sir, put this on. It's getting damp.
Fierce, my friend, you're a bore.
No call for that now. You went off this morning without a word.
Oh, you've aged, Fierce.
What do you want?
She says you've aged.
Well, I've been alive a long time. They were already marrying me off before your father was born. And when the emancipation came in 61, I was already head valet. Only I didn't agree to be emancipated. I stayed with the masters. I remember everybody was happy, but they didn't know why.
Lovely it was before the emancipation. They flogged you.
Oh, my word, yes. The peasants belong to the masters, and the masters belong to the peasants. And now everything's all anyhow, and you can't make sense of anything.
Be quiet for a moment, Fierce. I've got to go to town tomorrow. I've been promised an introduction to a general who may lend me some money.
Nothing will come of it. And you won't pay that mortgage. Don't even think about it.
He's living in a dream. There's no general at all.
Oh, here they are.
Come, my dears.
Oh, a wandering student always seems to be wandering with the ladies.
Mind your own business.
Oh, he'll soon be 40, and he's still a student.
Leave off your stupid jokes.
The sun has set, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh, nature, wondrous nature, you shine with an everlasting radiance.
Uncle, dear.
Uncle, you're doing it again.
You'd be better off potting the red.
I'm silent. I am silent.
What was that?
It sounded like a cable snapping in a mine shaft, but a long way away.
Perhaps a bird of some sort, something like a heron?
Or an owl.
Horrible. I don't know why.
It was the same before the troubles. The owl screeched and the samovar hummed without stopping.
Before what troubles?
Before the emancipation.
My friends, let's go in. The night's drawing in. Anya, there's tears in your eyes.
No, nothing. It's just tears. It doesn't matter.
And Varia, we've made a match for you. Congratulations.
You shouldn't joke about this, Mother.
My hands are all trembling. I've been missing my billiards.
Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, the cherry orchard will be coming up for sale on the 22nd of August. Think about that. Think.
Now we're alone.
Vari is afraid you and I may fall in love with each other. She doesn't let us out of her sight. Her narrow mind won't allow her to understand that we are above love. We go irresistibly onto that bright star which burns there in the distance.
Beautifully you talk. It is glorious here today.
Yes, the weather is wonderful.
What have you done to me, Petya? Why don't I love the cherry orchard as I used to? I loved it so tenderly. I thought there was no better place in the world than our orchard.
All Russia is our orchard. The land is great and beautiful, and it's full of marvelous places. Think, Anya, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, and all your ancestors were serf owners. They owned living souls. And it's changed something deep in all of you, hasn't it? So that your mother and your uncle don't even notice that you're living on credit at the expense of others. We're 200 years behind the times. We just philosophize away and complain about our boredom and drink vodka. But it's clear that in order to begin to live in the present, we must first redeem the past. We have to break it. And that can only be done by suffering, by strenuous, unceasing labor. You must understand that, Anya.
The house we live in hasn't been ours for a long time now. I'm going to leave. I give you my word.
If you have the housekeeping keys, throw them down the well and go away. Be as free as the wind.
You put it so beautifully.
Have faith in me, Anya. I'm not 30 yet. I'm young. But I'm still a student, but I have borne so much already. Every winter, I'm hungry. I'm ill. I'm shaken. I'm as poor as a beggar. And the places I've been to. And I know that happiness is coming, Anya. I see it already.
The moon is rising.
Anya?
Yes, the moon is rising. Here it is. Happiness. Here it comes nearer and nearer. Hear its footsteps already. And if we don't see it, others will.
Anya, where are you?
That's Varya again. It's outrageous.
And let's go down to the river. It's so nice there.
Oh, come on, then.
Anya? Anya?
There will now be an intermission of 5 minutes. And now, Act 2 of The Cherry Orchard. Promenade d'un père et la cavalière à genoux. And le mercier, vos dames. Oh my goodness. Oh, blood pressure. That's my trouble. I've had 2 strokes already. I don't find dancing easy. But as they say, when in Rome, I'm as strong as a horse. My dead father, who liked to joke, God rest his soul, used to say that the ancient stock of Semyonov Peaschicks was descended from the very horse that made Caligula a senator. Trouble is, no money.
Yes, there is something horse-like about you.
Well, that's all right. A horse is a fine animal. I mean, you can sell a horse.
Hired the musicians, but how are they to be paid?
If the energy which you, in the course of your life, have spent in looking for money to pay interest had been used for something else, you could have turned the world upside down by now.
And now Nietzsche, a philosopher, a very great, a most celebrated man, a man of enormous brain, says in his books that it's right to forge banknotes.
You've read Nietzsche, have you?
Well, my daughter Dashinka told me about it. Now I'm in such straits, I wouldn't mind forging them. I've got to pay 310 rubles the day after tomorrow. I've got, 130 already. I've lost the money. The money is gone. Oh, here it is, behind the lining. I'm out in a sweat. Oh.
Why is Leonid away so long? What's he doing in town? Dunya, shall I give the musicians some tea?
The sale of the orchard probably didn't take place, I suppose?
And the musicians needn't have come, and we needn't have gotten up this ball. Well, who cares?
Here, take this pack of cards. Think of any one card you like.
Well, I thought of one.
Now shuffle. All right, now give them here. Now look, and you'll find it in your side pocket.
Eight of spades! Quite right. Oh, would you believe it?
Now, tell me quickly, what's the top card?
I don't know. The Queen of Spades.
Right! What's on top now?
Ace of Hearts.
All right! Marvelous weather we're having. Oh, yes, it's lovely weather, Adam.
Oh, Madam Ventriloquist, bravo! Would you believe it? Oh, delightful woman. I've absolutely fallen in love with you.
The end.
Still no sign of Leonid? I can't think what's keeping him in town all this time. It must be over by now. Either the estate is sold or the sale never took place. What's the point of keeping us all in suspense?
Uncle has bought it. I'm certain of it.
Oh, of course he has.
Great aunt will have given him the authority to buy it in her name and transfer the mortgage to her. She's doing it for Anya, and God willing, Uncle will have done it.
Great aunt only sent 15,000 rubles, not even enough to pay the mortgage. My fate will be settled today, my fate.
Does it make any difference whether the estate is sold today or it isn't? Its fate was sealed a long time ago. Face up to the truth for one time in your life.
Yes, but what truth? You see the difference between truth and falsehood, but I feel as if I've gone blind. You boldly settle all great questions, but tell me, my love, isn't that because you're young, because you've never had to live one of those questions out? Think about it for a moment. Be just a little magnanimous and take pity on me. After all, I was born here. My father and my mother lived here. My grandfather too. I love this house. I can't make sense of my life without that cherry orchard. And if it really has to be sold, Then sell me with it. My little boy was drowned here. You're a good, kind man. Have pity on me.
You know I sympathize with all my heart.
Yes, but not when you say it like that. Not like that. Oh. Don't judge me, Petya. I love you as if you were my own child. I'd gladly let Anya marry you. I swear it, only my precious boy. You ought to work. Finish your studies. You don't do anything. You just let fate batter you from place to place. Isn't it true? And you really ought to grow a proper beard. You are an absurd man.
I've no desire to be known for my looks. What's this?
It's a telegram from Paris. I get one every day. That wild man is ill again. He's in trouble again. He begs for forgiveness and implores me to come. And I really ought to go to Paris to be near him. You're putting on your stern face, Petya. But what can I do, my dear? What can I possibly do? He's ill, he's alone, unhappy, and who's to look after him? Who's to keep him from making mistakes, give him his medicine on time? And what's the point of hiding it? I love him. I love him. I love him. He's a millstone round my neck, and he'll take me to the bottom with him. But I love that millstone. I can't live without it. Don't think badly of me, Petya. Don't say anything to me. Don't speak.
Sake, forgive me for speaking candidly, but that man has robbed you.
No, you oughtn't to say that.
Look, he's no good, and you're the only one who doesn't see it. He's a petty thief, a nobody.
You're 26 or 27, and you're still a schoolboy.
If you say so.
Time you were a man. At your age, you ought to be able to understand what it is to love, and you ought to be in love yourself. You must fall in love. You're no more pure than I am. You're just a prig, a ridiculous freak.
What do you say?
I'm above love. You're not above anything. You're just what our fierce calls a silly Billy. Fancy not having a mistress at your age.
This is appalling. What is she saying? It's awful. I can't stand it. I have to go. Everything is finished between us.
Petya, wait. Silly man, I was joking. Petya.
Petya's falling down the stairs. Oh, come here.
Oh, that voice. Now, Petya, with the pure soul, please forgive me. Let's dance.
What's up with you then, Granddad?
I'm not right myself. When we gave balls in the old days, we used to have generals and barons and admirals. Now we send for the postmaster and the station master, and even they come out as a favor. Treat every ailment with a dose of sealing wax. I've been taking sealing wax every day for 20 years or more. Perhaps that's why I'm still alive.
Real old bore, aren't you, Granddad? You'd only just hurry up and kick the bucket.
Oh, you silly Billy. Treats every ailment with a dose of sealing
Oh,
wax.
merci. I'm going to sit down a moment. Oh, I'm tired.
A man just came into the kitchen saying that the cherry orchard's been sold.
Sold? To whom?
He didn't say. He's gone now. Oh, let's dance, Petya.
Probably just some old man gossiping.
And Leonid Andreevich still isn't here. He's wearing a light autumn coat. He'll go and catch cold. When will these young people ever learn?
I'll die of anxiety. Yasha, go and find out who it was sold to.
From some old man, probably left ages ago.
Fierce, if the estate is sold, will you go too?
I'll go wherever you order me to go.
Are you ill? I think perhaps you ought to be in bed.
Oh, yes. I go to bed. And who's going to wait on everyone? And hand things around and everything? There's only me.
Madam, can I ask you a special favor? If you go back to Paris, please take me with you. I can't possibly stay here. I don't have to tell you. You can see for yourself. It's an uneducated country, and on top of that, there's boredom. The food in the kitchen is disgusting, and then there's Fears walking around mumbling to himself. Take me with you. Please?
Madam, I come to ask for the pleasure of a little dance, dear lady. But all the same, you enchanting creature, I must have 180 little rubles from you. I must. 180 tiny rubles.
The young mistress tells me to dance because there are too many gentlemen and not enough ladies, and now my head is spinning because of what the postmaster just told me.
What did he tell you?
He says, you're like a little flower.
The ignorance of these people.
Like a little flower. I'm such a sensitive girl. I simply love it when people say nice things to me.
You'll lose your head.
You don't want to see me, do you? As if I were some kind of insect. Oh, life.
What do you want?
And you may well be right. I know what's in my stars. Every day disaster befalls me, and I've grown used to it. Look at my fate with a smile. I mean, you gave me your word, and though I did...
Please, we'll talk later. Leave me now. I'm dreaming.
Every day another disaster. I mean, all I do is smile. Laugh even.
You still here, Yepidov? You go away, Dunyasha. First, you play billiards and break a cue, and now you strut about the dining room as if you were a guest.
I'm not going to account to my behavior to you, if I may say so.
I'm not asking you to account for your behavior. I'm telling you, you just wander about from place to place. You never do any work. Goodness only knows why we keep a clerk.
Whether I work or wander about or eat or play billiards, these are questions that can only be judged by people older and wiser than you.
You dare talk to me like that? You dare? Clear off here this minute.
Kindly express yourself with more refinement.
Out of here this instant. Oh, disasters by the dozen. I don't want any sign of you here. I don't want to see anything of you.
I'll tell on you.
Oh, coming back for more, are you? Come on then, I'll show you. My word, you'll be for it.
Ah! Oh, much obliged.
I'm sorry, my mistake.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I'm touched to get such a warm welcome.
Think nothing of it. I didn't hurt you, did I?
Oh, no, not at all. I'll just have an enormous bump, that's all.
Joaquin's returned. He's here.
As large as life. Smell of brandy, my dear fellow.
What took you so long? Where's Leonid?
He came back with me. He's just coming.
What happened? Did they hold the sale? Tell me.
The sale ended at 4:00. We missed the train. Had to wait until 9:30. Oh, my head is going round. Ow.
Leon, what's happened? Well, Leon, quickly, for the love of God.
Here, Fierce. Take these. Anchovies, Crimean herrings. I've had no food today. What I've been through. I'm awfully tired. Help me change, will you, Fierce?
What happened at the sale? Come on, tell us.
Is the cherry orchard sold?
It is.
Who bought it?
I did. I bought it. One moment, ladies and gentlemen, please. My head is going round. I can't speak. When we got to the sale, Diraganov was there already. All your brother had was 15,000, and Daragonov's offered 30 on top of the mortgages to begin with. I thought, all right, if that's the way things are, so I bid 40. He went up to 45. I offered 55, and so it went on until I had 90 plus the mortgage, and there it stopped. The cherry orchard is mine now. Mine! Oh, my God, my God. The cherry orchard is mine. Oh, tell me I'm drunk, or I'm mad, or I'm dreaming. Don't laugh at me. No. If my father and grandfather could rise from the grave and see it all happening, see how that beaten and uneducated child who used to run barefoot in the winter, how that child has bought an estate, which is the most beautiful thing in the entire world. Oh, I bought the estate where my grandfather and my father were slaves, Oh, they weren't even allowed in the kitchen. Oh, Varia threw away the keys. She wants to show she's no longer mistress here. Hey, you in the band, play louder. I want to hear you. Come and watch Yermolai Lopakin laying his axe to the cherry orchard. Oh, come and look at the trees falling. We'll build summer cottages, and our children and grandchildren will see a new life here. Music! Let's have some music! Why didn't you listen to me? Oh, my poor dear woman. You can't bring it back now. Oh, if only we could change this miserable life of ours.
She's crying, Lepakin. Let's go into the drawing room and let her be on her own. Come on.
Yes, let's hear the band play. Let's have everything the way I want it. Here comes the new landlord, the owner of the cherry orchard.
Mama? Mama? Are you crying? Oh, my dear, kind, sweet Mama. My beautiful Mama, I love you and I bless you. The cherry orchard is sold. It's lost and it's gone. It's true, but don't cry, Mama. You've still got your life before you. You've still got your beautiful, kind soul. Oh, we'll go away, dear. Oh, you and me. We'll plant a new orchard, finer than this, and when you see it, you'll understand. Oh, and deep joy will sink, deep, gentle joy will sink into your soul, like evening sunlight. Oh, and you'll smile again. Oh, you'll smile again, Mama. Oh, come, dear, let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
The peasants have come to say goodbye. You're a decent enough lot. You just aren't very bright.
You gave them your purse, Luba. You can't go on like that. You can't.
I couldn't help myself. I couldn't.
Come on.
Please, I ask you most humbly, just a little farewell drink. Come on, just one? Well, I shan't have any either. You have a drink, Yasha, at any rate.
To all those departing and to those who stay behind. This isn't real champagne. I can tell you that.
8 rubles a bottle. Ooh, cold as hell here.
They haven't lit the stoves. Who cares? We're leaving.
What's the matter with you?
Sheer pleasure.
It's October, but it's as sunny and the air's still like summer. Good building weather. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please, please bear in mind that it's only 47 minutes till the train goes. That means we have to leave for the station in 20 minutes. Hurry up now.
Time to go, isn't it? The carriages are waiting. Oh, where the devil are my galoshes? Anya, I can't find my galoshes.
I'm going to spend the whole winter in Kharkov. I've been loafing about with you people going rusty without work. I can't live without working. I must have something to do with my hands. They look strange hanging on like this, as though they belong to somebody else.
Well, in a minute we'll all be leaving and you can resume your useful labors.
Have a glass.
I won't.
So you're off to Moscow now?
Yes, I'll see them into town and tomorrow I'm off to Moscow.
So what? None of the professors have been giving their lectures, all waiting for you to arrive, are they?
No business of yours.
Now, how many years have you been at the university?
Oh, no, not that old tune. You know, we may not meet each other again, so just let me give you a word of advice on parting. Don't keep waving your arms about. All this gesticulation. Oh, but then building summer cottages and reckoning on their residents becoming landlords themselves in time. That's all a kind of arm waving, isn't it? All the same, I can't help liking you.
Goodbye then, old son. Thanks for everything. Here, oh, just in case you need it, some money for the journey.
What for? I don't need it.
Oh, you have nothing.
Yes, I have, thank you. I got paid for a translation.
You know, in the spring, I sowed 3,000 acres of poppies, and now I've made 40,000 rubles net profit. And when my poppies were in flower, oh, what a picture it was. So, I mean, I'd like to lend you some because I can afford it. Why turn up your nose? I'm just a simple peasant.
Your father was a peasant, mine was a chemist, and that means absolutely nothing. No. Even if you offered me 20,000, I should refuse. I am a free man, and everything that all you people, rich and poor, value so highly and so dearly hasn't the slightest power over me. Mankind is marching toward a higher truth and to a higher happiness, and I am in its foremost ranks.
And you'll get there, will you?
I shall get there. Either get there or show others the way.
Well, goodbye, old lad. It's time to go. I'm told her brother has found a job in a bank. 6,000 a year only. Oh, he'll never stick to it, of course, because he's bone idle.
Mother says, will they please not start cutting down the orchard until she's gone?
Oh, for heaven's sake, how could anyone be so tactless?
No, I'll see to it. He's right. Those people.
Oh, has Fierce been sent to the hospital?
I told them this morning. I assume they sent him off.
Ask them, will you please, if they've taken Fierce to the hospital?
I told Yegor this morning. What's the point of asking 10 times over?
The aged Fierce, in my considered opinion, is past repairs. His forefathers had better have him. I only envy him. Oh, I've squashed my hat. Typical.
Poor old disaster.
Has Fierce been taken away to the hospital?
Yes.
Yes.
Why didn't they take the letter to the doctor?
Oh, it'll have to be sent after him.
Yasha, your mother's come and wants to say goodbye to you.
Oh, these people will drive me to drink.
If you'd only just given me one glance, Yasha, you're going away, leaving me behind.
What's the use of crying? In 6 days, I'll be in Paris. Tomorrow, we get into the express and off we go. I can hardly believe it. Vive la France! Not my style, this place. I can't live here. It's no good. I've seen all I want to see of ignorance. I've had enough of it. What's there to cry about? Behave yourself properly and don't cry.
Send me a letter from Paris. You know I loved you, Yasha. I'm terribly tender-hearted, Yasha.
They're coming back.
We ought to be going.
We needn't get into our carriages for 10 minutes. Goodbye, dear house. The winter will go, the spring will come, and then you won't be here. They'll pull you down. How much have these walls seen? Oh, Anya, my treasure, you're radiant. Your eyes flash like 2 diamonds. Are you happy?
Very. A new life is beginning, Mother.
Absolutely. Everything's all right now. Before the cherry orchard was sold, we were all frightfully upset. And then, as soon as the question had been settled once and for all, we all calmed down and even became cheerful. I'm a bank official now and a financier. I put the red into the middle. And you look better somehow. You really do.
Yes, my nerves are better, it's true. I'm sleeping well. My little girl will soon see each other again. I'm off to Paris. I'll live there on the money your grandmama from Yaroslav sent along to buy the estate. Hurrah for her, though it won't last long.
Oh, you'll come back soon, Mama, won't you? I'll study and take my exams, and then I'll work and help you. We'll read all sorts of books to one another, won't we? Oh, we'll read in the autumn evenings. We'll read lots and lots of books, and a marvelous new world will open up before us. Oh, do come back, Mama.
I will, my precious.
Oh.
Charlotta's happy. She's singing.
So, please find him a new place. I cannot imagine otherwise.
We'll find one, Charlotte Ivanovna. Never you fear.
You're all leaving us. Varia's going away suddenly. No one needs us anymore.
I've nowhere to go down. I shall have to go farther afield. Bum, 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 but what do I care?
Let me get my breath back. I'm in such a state. Oh, my dear good people. Water. Let's have some water.
After money, is he? No good looking at me. I'm getting out of the way of temptation.
A while since I was in this house. Wonderful woman. You there, Falcon. Glad to see you. Man of enormous intelligence. Here, take this. That 400 rubles. That leaves 800.
Like a dream. Where did you get this from?
Wait, hot. Oh, most extraordinary thing. Some Englishman came along, found some kind of white clay on my land, and dear madam, here's 400 for you. Wonderful woman. Give you the rest later.
Who are these Englishmen?
I've leased them the land with the clay for 24 years. Now, excuse me, I can't stay. Must go see it. Oh, Chekhov and cut them off. I owe money to all of them. Well, goodbye. I'll look in on Thursday.
We're just off to town, and tomorrow I go abroad.
Oh, what? Oh, so that's what all these suitcases are about. Well, there we are. There we are. These Englishmen are men of tremendous intelligence. There we are. Be happy. God will help you. There we are. Everything in this world comes to an end. And if you happen to hear that my end has come, just remember this old horse and say, there was once a certain Simonov Bishchik, God bless his soul. Wonderful weather. Yes. Oh, Dishchinka sends her love.
Now we can go. I have two things on my mind, though. The first is poor Fierce.
Oh, Mother, Fierce has already been sent to the hospital. Yasha sent him this morning.
The second is Varia. She's used to getting up early and doing a day's work, and now she's no work to do. She's like a fish out of water. You know very well, Lopakin, that we all dreamed of seeing her married to you, and everything seemed to be pointing in that direction. Anya. Oh. She loves you. She's your sort, and I don't understand. I really don't. Why you seem to be keeping away from each other. I don't understand.
To tell the truth, I don't understand it myself. If there's still time, then I'm ready. Oh, but here and now, if you like, let's get it over with once and for all. I have a feeling I'll never propose once you're gone.
Oh, splendid. It'll only take a minute. I'll call her.
Oh, we've even got champagne appropriately. Oh, it's empty. Somebody's already drunk it.
Wonderful. Out of the way. Yasha, Ale, I'll call her in. Varia, please come here. Come.
Yes.
I can't seem to find it.
What are you looking for?
I packed it myself, and I don't remember.
Where are you going off to now, then?
Me? Oh, to the Regulins. I've got an agreement to go and look after their house. Well, to be their housekeeper.
That's at Yashnevo, isn't it? Well, what, about 45 miles from here? Yeah, so life in this house is finished now.
Where is it? Perhaps I've put it away in the trunk?
Maybe.
Yes, there'll be no more life in this house.
Yeah.
Never again.
And I'm off to Kharkov now. And the next train. I've got a lot of business to do. I'm leaving Yepikotov here. I've taken him on.
Really?
Yeah. Last year at this time, the snow was already falling, if you remember, and now it's nice and sunny. Only it's rather cold. There's 3 degrees of frost.
I didn't look. And our thermometer's broken.
Yes.
Where's Lopakin?
Oh, coming.
Well, We must go.
Yes. Yes, it's quite time, Mama. I'll get to the Regulins today, provided that I don't miss the train.
Well then, I think we can finally be on our way.
On our way.
My friends, my dear friends, leaving this house forevermore, can I stand silent? Can I refrain from saying a word of farewell, from giving expression to those feelings which now invade my whole feeling?
Uncle, you shouldn't.
I pop the red off the cushion into the middle corner. I'm silent.
I don't have the script.
Well, it's time to be off.
My coat.
Sit here one more minute. As if I've never really noticed what these walls and the ceilings of this house were like. And now that I look at them so avidly with such tender love.
I remember when I was 6 years old, sitting up at this window on Trinity Sunday and watching my father going to church.
Have all the things been taken out?
Yes, all, I think. Have a check, though, Yepikotov. See if everything's all right.
You may depend on me.
What's the matter with your voice?
Drinking some water, and I swallowed something.
People.
I shall depart, and not a living soul will remain behind.
Till the spring.
Ladies and gentlemen, into the carriages. The train will be at the station any minute.
Train, the station. I put the red off the middle and into the corner.
Off we go.
Are we all here? Nobody left behind? Look everything up, Yepikotov. Right. Now off we go.
Farewell, old home. Farewell, old life.
Hail new life.
Till the spring, then. Out you go, all of you. Goodbye.
My sister. My sister.
My dear orchard, my sweet and lovely orchard, my life, my youth, my happiness. Farewell, farewell.
Mother!
One last look at the walls, the windows. This is the room where our mother used to walk, our poor dead mother.
My sister. My sister.
Mother!
We're coming.
Locked. They've gone. Oh, they've forgotten about me. Never mind. I'll sit here for a bit. I bet he hasn't put his winter coat on. Oh, I never look to see. When will these young people ever learn? Everything's old anyhow. Life's gone by, and now it's just as if I never lived at all. I'll lie down. No strength, have you? Nothing left. Nothing. Oh, you silly Billy.
In The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov, the part of Lopakin was played by Brian Monsell, Dunyasha by Maddie Sperber-White, Yepikotov by Mark Jefferson, Madame Ranievskaya by Kelly Newman O'Connor, Gayev by John O'Connor, Charlotta was played by Dre Weeks, Anya by Sophie Cameron, Varia by Meg Lebo, Yasha by Sam Felsenthal, Fears by Robert Weiser, Pischik by David Minton,
and Trofimov by Michael Novello. Production was edited by Liz Porter. Thank you all for joining us tonight for the Theater Group's performance reading of Anton Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard, adapted by John O'Connor. As always, if you enjoyed the show and would like to see more Theater Group readings, please consider making a donation, whatever amount, at our website, luminastudio.org. We certainly appreciate all that you can do to support the treasure of live theater. We do hope you will join us for our next YouTube performance reading on Sunday, February 13th, 7 p.m., for a delightful comedy by Oscar Wilde, Lord Arthur Savio's Crime. Thank you once again, and have a good evening.